All right, not gonna do a lot of editing on this video. Just gonna show the Limo running a little bit here, the Lymow One robotic lawnmower. It's been raining. I'll splice in some video showing you how much it's rained, but we've probably had 8 days straight of raining. So I'll edit in some video of it cutting and some really wet grass. About 7 o'clock this morning, it was actually pouring, so a couple hours later, we're still cutting. I'll show some of the settings when you're actually setting up an area, what you can change to have it cut. One is the blade speed, which right now I have it at, I think, a 3. I'll show in the app in a minute. And then the speed itself. So I have everything basically at a medium right now. I can go probably twice as fast on the mowing speed and the RPMs of the blades itself. So everything looks pretty good. And then there's an overlap, just like the Lumba, you have an overlap area where you can say how much you want to cut over the last stripe you did or last line you did.
After you get a zone or an area set up, this will be the parameters that would pop up at the end of that setup, giving you things like your cutting height, 1.2 inches to 4 inches. The cutting speed under there is the RPMs of the blades themselves. So the higher the number, obviously the faster, as well as louder. And probably would have some impact on battery. Moving speed, I didn't change the range here, I believe, but I've set it at 2.5 feet per second. You can go faster or slower, which improved cutting. Stripe angle next there, I believe this is set on the true north compass. So, you know, it doesn't matter, it's the orientation of the compass, so north, east, west, south. And let's see, stripe angle, let's see, path spacing would be another one that's kind of like if you're just riding like a regular lawnmower, you're gonna do some overlapping. You're not gonna cut right to the next line. So I set that to the middle number as well, 11 inches. Cleaning mode next, I think they meant to say mowing mode or pattern mode. And I kept with zigzag, but you could do checkerboard or perimeters. Let's see, the next one, obstacle detection mode. You would have just touch only, or you could do smart mode, I believe it is, where we use the camera system and the bumper. The bumper is going to be used no matter what for safety, but you can add the vision in there to detect objects. And perimeter, how many times you want to go around the perimeter. And the last one there, riding edge, I believe is going to actually go right to the edge of the boundary that you programmed. If you do inner edge, I think it's going to offset maybe 2 or 3 inches, 30 to 60 centimeters. So that would be the offset there. But riding is right to where you programmed it.
But yeah, it's not loud at all. I'll walk away maybe 50 feet and see what you guys hear. I can get it louder if I turn up the RPMs, but I mean, again, I'm comparing competitors. It's pretty much the same. I would say this is a little louder, especially when you get to the higher RPMs going. And right now I have these, it's set up to do the stripes. I don't know, I would call it horizontally, but basically this hill here, it's going back and forth on. But I'm gonna back up. Like I said, I'll go about at least 50 feet and you guys can hear it. I would say that's about 50 feet. So, not too bad. I mean, it's definitely better than a gas lawnmower. Just gonna like keep going and show you one more turn, 3-point turn. I don't know if they call it a 0 turn or not. Hey, so one more thing I'll add in is I have this in a mulching mode. There is a way to open it up and have a side shoot. That's why my traditional mower I use has a side shoot, and I can't stand it because I'm getting all kinds of thatch in here. So like here's some areas. I cut maybe 5 days ago, and this is the kind of stuff I have with my normal tractor. So I wanted to try the mulch to see how that works. So far, so good. But you will. Hey, I wanted to add a quick note on what I was just talking about there about the mulching blades versus actually using a chute. And I think I'm just going to cover it in a future video, and that way I can show you with traditional lawnmower how the chute works, how it works on the Lymow One robotic lawnmower, and what the underneath looks like. But I'm not going to get into this video. I don't want to make this a too long of a video. So hopefully within the next week you'll see another video on that. Hey, so I'll shoot more videos in the future, but one thing I want to bring up is this is a beta unit. So when I did the setup, there were some hiccups. Tech support's great, and they've already did a couple of new versions of the app on my iPhone iOS, and they've done a couple firmware updates already. So just in a couple days, they're really improving it. But the app was actually really easy. It connected very simple. I just need to edit some video and get it in there. The setup itself really isn't that hard either with RTK, the antenna I was talking about in a previous video. I've used, I'm just going to say its name now. I'm kind of sick saying the competitor, but Luba. It's a good mower, but their RTK was a lot more difficult to set up. You do have to have that set up in the app with an IP address, and it has to connect to the web. This actually seemed to just all work on its own, and that's why I was a little confused about it, because I kept on expecting I would have to set up the RTK, but it communicated with the robot and the base and figured it all out. So stay tuned. I'll get videos out. Those might take another week or two, but I'll be working on it as much as I can. Thanks.